Hi everyone, welcome to the Electron Age. Today we have an unboxing from the past. It's a Sony cassette recorder. This is the Sony TCM 280. This is a beautiful device. You will see what I'm talking about in just a second. It's an old device. It dates to 1980. Which makes it about 32 years old right now, 42 years old right now, sorry. Let's just go around the box to see how it is. That's just the branding and the model number. Made in Japan. As you can see, the box has seen better days, but what can you do? Please read the instructions manual. So, and thankfully this still came with the instructions manual. As you can see, this part of the box is gone. And let's get inside. I'm just gonna put the box to the side for a second. And there you have it. This is the device itself, which came in this beautiful Sony pouch or carrying case, whichever you want to call it. This is quite a slim device actually. It's quite compact and it's quite pretty. You're gonna see it in a second. Let's just go and see what's in the box first. We have a few accessories. This is just the part of the box, which is the sides that close like this. I found them in the box and I just I didn't want to throw them out. So we have a 3.5mm headphone jack. This is a mono jack. As you can see, there's only one plastic stripe, which means there's only the ground and the signal wires. It is a Sony branded from back in the old days. This is one of the earpieces that you use to to listen to your recordings as you make them, which is also mono. It's the same as was in the unboxing video of the Sony M200 micro cassette recorder. So here you go. This is quite a nice piece actually. It's an in-ear earphone. The tip is a little bit hard, but it's quite small. When it goes in the ear, you don't quite feel it, and it sits quite, at least in my ear. I know that everybody's ears are shaped a little bit different. So that's the earpiece, and lastly we have this little microphone which also has a switch. So you actually set the cassette player on record, and if this switch is off like this, it will not start recording until you put the switch on. Until you put the switch on like this on the mic, and then it starts playing. And of course this is the headphone jack for the mic, and this is a mini headphone jack for the switch. So that's all the accessories that came, at least in this box. I imagine this maybe came with an external battery pack. No, sorry, not an external battery pack, but a rechargeable battery pack, and maybe a charger as well. I'm not sure, but it looks like there isn't really a lot of space in here, so no, maybe these are just all the accessories it came with. So let's just get into the device itself. So you have two things to undo, these little buttons like this, and one other one on the side. And there you have it. This is actually quite soft, quite nice to the touch. It's a I don't know what you call that type of of tissue. It's like velour, I think, or something like that. I don't know, but there you have it. It's black on the inside, made in Japan. This device, I think, hardly got used. Just looking at it, you know, there isn't a scratch or, you know, a big mark on it. So taking it out of the case, so this is the case with the cutout for the end alarm, pre-end alarm indicator in the recording or battery charging if you have a battery pack installed. And also we have the cutouts for the speech record mode, either as speech or music, or for the fast or normal playback. So that's the pouch for you. And next, the device itself. So Sony cassette recorder. This is the TCM 280 fast playback and pre-end alarm, and also has auto shut off. So there you go. So just a quick look around the device. We have the buttons. The record button won't you know push on until unless there's a tape in the player. There's the play button, stop. This is fast forward, fast rewind. Lastly, we have eject, but it only works when there's a cassette. And we have stop or start. This is the pause button basically, which when you start recording and the button is on this position, it won't start recording until you do this. And lastly, we have the tape counter. To open the door when there isn't, you know, a cassette inside, there isn't a spring or anything on the door, it just, you know, just hinges over here. So that's the inside. Those are the tape spools, and there we have the read and write head. That's the erase head, and the capstan is over here, along with the pinch roller, which will there you have it. On this side we have nothing basically except for this, you know, lanyard, which you can take off, of course. On this side we have the power, the DC 3 volts N. There you go. On this side we have the earplugs, the headphone jack, the remote control, and the mic. So this is where the the smaller headphone jack goes in. It's actually made like that. I think it was maybe, you know, a standard back in the day. I've seen mics like that before, which had two jacks, and I imagine they were all spaced the same distance, so they will work with many devices. And lastly, we have the recording and the volume wheel, potentiometer, and lastly but not least, the recording mode, which you can set either to music or speech, and playback, which you can either select to fast playback, which augments the speed by 50%, or normal playback, just like this. So sadly, I will not be testing this device because it doesn't work. I've tried it before. Well, I've tried to, you know, I've put in batteries and all, but you know, there wasn't any sign of life. So to put in the tape, you just put it in like this, close it like that, and play, for example. And to eject the tape, it opens, you know, it pushes the tape and it opens the door for you. Then you just have to pick up the tape. Of course, this isn't auto reverse or anything. You have to, you know, manually reverse the tape yourself. And yeah, there's gonna be you know, I will try to repair this sometime soon, but for now I just wanted, you know, to show it off, just to to make a video about it, because this is you know, I bought this player a few years back. I think it was back in 2020, so at least 2 years back, and yeah, I did know that it didn't run. I didn't know, of course, if I could be able to repair it or not, but I just bought it just because of it, just because it's pretty. So and last, I also forgot to show that there's also a mic on the device itself, and also I forgot to show this side. So there you have it, the TCM 280. The only scratches basically that this device has is on the bottom right here and right there, a little bit also on the sticker itself. This is the battery compartment. So I also have a small belt over here. I think I've left this in here because I did open it, you know, a few years back when I first got it. Maybe I didn't have the right size belt or something, so I just left this in here, and we're gonna use that, you know, sometime soon, or we will see what's the deal about that. So basically that's it. The last thing that came with this device, which I wanted to leave till the end, is the user manual. So this is the cassette recorder TCM 280 or the TCM 280B. Basically it's, you know, the same model, but you know, it's subtle differences. So as you can see, by 1980 by the Sony Corporation, and we have some, you know, the table of content and some useful information. So here, for example, you have the location and functions of controls. Quite, you know, nice picture right there. Then you have, you know, all the functions explained on this side. You know, all the basic stuff basically. Before inserting a cassette, take up any slack in the tape by inserting a thick pencil into the hub of the cassette and turning it a few times. So they are right about that. At least you do need a thick pencil, because the pencil I've tried to at least all the pencils I've tried to you know, to wind a tape with don't work quite so much. This is the rechargeable battery pack I spoke of earlier. So it's, you know, maybe an optional thing. Yes, it is optional, as written right here. We also have an optional DC you know, converter which works with the in the automobile. Basically they show you the tape transport direction, the how to open the compartment lid, etc., and all the you know, the basic operations that you can make on this device, and also functions to make recording and playback, you know, easy. And the last thing I wanted to show about this recording, which it had, you know, quite a sophisticated function, let us say, which is that when it senses the you know, the end of the cassette, of the cassette tape, it actually, you know, beeps. Give me 1 second, please. I think this is where I saw it. So, yeah. So the pre-end alarm indicator flickers a few times before the end of the tape during a recording or playback. So just as for example, if you are recording and you know, you're not paying attention to the tape, as soon as the tape is almost gone, it gives you, you know, a little warning, which is both a visual and you know, audio warning. And lastly, there's the wrist strap, optional accessories, and all that good stuff. And after that we have, for example, this is French, so that's just different languages after that. So that's it, folks. If you like this, please leave a like and come back for more. Till next time, this was the Electron Age. Bye.